أول شيء بدي أشكرك على الثقة، لبيت الدعوة دغري يعني أول ما حكيناكي، ما كان عندك أي مشكلة، فعن جد ميرسي كثير قبل ما نبلش.
No بالعكس, I just want to say قد إيه أنا مبسوطة إنه أشوف جامعة هيك. I wish when I was your age I had that, لأنه عن جد music is friendship, music is love, and music is group work. So I'm so happy to see you all gathered tonight. Keep it up.
اوكي اذا بدنا نبلش اول شيء يعني بعتقد الاغلبيه هون بيعرفوكي بس للشخص الشخصين يمكن يلي ما بيعرفوكي just to introduce yourself. Who is Yasmina Sabbah?
Basically I'm a conductor. That's what I do as my main job. So I conduct the USG choir and at the same time the conservatory choirs, you know, the kids and the youth. And the Jeunesse Musicale Orchestra, and lately I've started to work more even with orchestra. At the side I teach. I'm a music teacher in AUB and in LAU. So I guess that's what I do.
Okay. ياسمينة أنت كنت تلميذة AUB جرافيك ديزاين قبل ما تبلشي ما هيك. أول يعني بس كنت من عمرنا يمكن كنت بتسمعي كلاسيكال ميوزك، كنت بتحبي من وقت الكلاسيكال ميوزك أو كنت بتحبي غير نوع موسيقى يعني بس تنبلش من هونيك من هيدا المرحلة؟
لا أنا since I'm a kid I always liked classical music, but it doesn't mean that was the only kind of music I listened. When my mom was a music teacher, I owe her a lot actually. فهي دايما كانت تحط لنا classical music بالبيت. But at the same time, to be honest, I was never a big fan of trendy pop, whatever you hear on the radio. So I always loved Broadway musicals, operas, classical music, sometimes even world music. So I was really exposed to kind of everything. Akid, I had a phase in my early teens where I was a big fan of, you know, these French musicals or pop music. But at the end, I grew up listening to classical music and I really always loved it.
Okay. بالوقت انتم كان عندكم AUB الميوزك كلوب، AUB ميوزك كلوب كان موجود بالوقت بالAUB؟
كان في ميوزك كلوب بس الميوزك كلوب was more rock.
كان
I was not involved.
ما كان راح أكثر على الكلاسيكال. اوكي. من بعد ما تخرجت من الجامعة، قبل ما تتخرج من الجامعة، كيف قررتي انه بدك تصيري كوندكتور، بدك تسافري لبرا هون، كيف اخذتي هذا القرار؟ شو دفعك لهذا الشيء؟ بصراحة أنا ما كنت بعرف انه امك ميوزك تيتشر. Your dad too كمان؟
No, my dad's a doctor and a researcher, so he attends concerts. He's forced.
Okay. Okay, so كيف قررتي تسافري لبرا؟ شو كان غير بلان عندك يعني بوقتها؟
So basically, since my childhood, I've learned the piano, the flute, and I was taking voice lessons. I really wanted to do music, but exactly like most people in Lebanon, we're not really guided. I want to study music, but what in music? Musicology, honestly, I'm not a fan of just studying history and theory. I wanted something more practical. Voice, going into classical singing, I loved singing, but I felt I wasn't there yet. So by the time I finished terminal, I was good in what I was doing, but I felt I did not have the international standards to go. So I'm going to give you a very honest reply. I was scared to apply directly, and music is something I love way too much, and I was really scared to fail or not to do well. So this is really, I'm being very honest with you how I felt. So I decided to do something else, and during these years of undergrad at AUB, I was going to pursue taking music lessons to really discover what I wanted. So I was really lucky that in my second year of uni, because of my extensive experience in choir and traveling and master classes, they told me there's a kids choir we want to launch in lycée. Would you do it? I'm like, but I've never done something like this. Like, it's a kids choir, how difficult can it be? And my mom was able to help because she has experience in that. And so I launched that kids choir the second year, and I just fell in love with conducting. Like, khalas, this was it. Like, I knew that this is what I wanted to do. So since then, I started, researching by myself, working on myself, and most importantly, looking at the requirements to continue into conducting. And for these next 3 years, I basically prepared myself to the audition requirements that were asked from the major. So I did everything I could, and I just applied. I was freaking out to apply because I'm like, there is no way I'm going to get in. I actually got in, and I was really happy, and this is how I pursued conducting.
نايس فيري نايس عن جد. كان في شخص عم تطلعي له يعني بالكلاسيكال ميوزك انه عبالي يكون يعني usually as a musician يعني we look up to a person مثلا let's say my teacher انا جان بوجيكيان انه بطمح اكون صير مثله وصل للليفل تبعه. كان في شخص a woman conductor بوقتها عم تطلعي على الباس تبعها عبالك تعملي هالشيء او out of nowhere يعني ما كان في هذا البلان؟
You know, أنا ما بحياتي فكرت woman conductor, man conductor until I started conducting and people started telling me, oh, it's cool, you're a woman conductor. And I've never thought about it. Because I grew up in a very open-minded family, these thoughts never entered my head. So this is when it's becoming an issue. Personally, I've never thought about it. But I owe a huge thanks to one of my former teachers, and he was a conductor. His name is Paul Mears. He was in AUB, and I always tell him, like, I owe him what I am today because he was a true inspiration to me.
اوكي. فيكي بس ترجع تقولي الاسم؟
اسمه Dr. Paul Mears.
وبعده عم بيعلم بالاي.
No, he left Lebanon long time ago.
اوكي. طيب بس سافرتي يوجولي بس حدا يسافر يعني من لبنان ما بيفكر يرجع يمكن بقول انه شو بدي بهالشغله يعني
صح.
وين بدي الاقي شغل او شيء. فشو اللي دفعك ترجع على لبنان وشو كانوا الاوبورتيونيتيز يعني الموجوده هونيك يعني كيف قررتي ترجع على لبنان شو اللي دفعك شو كانت الدرايف؟
Well, again, a very honest answer. ما كان بدي ارجع على لبنان. But I'm actually so grateful that I'm back, honestly. So what happened is that ليش؟ Because there are so much opportunities and so much to do here.
بس انه مش الكل بيقول هيك انه في opportunities بلبنان.
Okay, I will like draw your life if you want right now. So there is so much to do, you have no idea how much. But there's just a way of doing it. I think we'll get to that later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
بس رجعت على لبنان قدمت على الايو كونسرفاتوار كيف صارت هون يعني وين بلشت من وين بلشت مع الكواير تبع اليو اس جي شو كان اول شيء بلشت فيه؟
Okay, so my return was a bit complicated. Then I was supposed to get a job in France. I found a job in a conservatory in France, but the visa paper did not work. So I found myself in Lebanon بنص السنة where obviously it's too late to get a job. And in Lebanon, we say ما في opportunities لأنه you're never going to see X place is recruiting. You can't apply for a job. You need to make your job opportunities. So the way I started is that I gathered a small choir. It was the Beirut Youth Choir, I called it. It was my old students from the lycée or friends that I knew that would sing, and I formed a choir. And I did it on a completely volunteer basis. So I needed to work, but I didn't care. Forming your portfolio as an artist at the first stage is more important than actually being paid.
هون عم نحكي أي سنة كانت؟
Good question. I think 2014.
14, okay.
Yes. So building this ensemble actually helped me, again, make a portfolio. It helps you get visibility. And then I honestly started knocking on every door. There was no opening. يعني ما حدا قال لي USG is recruiting conductors. No. What I did, I started sending an email to every single university. Hi, I graduated. This is my degree. This is my plan. This is what I want to do. I think I sent it to about like 8 universities in Lebanon, and I was really lucky that one replied. Same thing for AUB. Same thing for LAU. ما كان في job openings. I took the step, I wrote to them, I insisted, and I followed up. Always follow up. You send an email, no one replies, you send one more time, you call. Don't wait for anyone to give you anything. But if you go and get it, if you're stubborn enough, you will get it.
Okay, nice. هون من بعد ما بلشت بيروت يوث اوركسترا يوث كواير بيروت يوث كواير من بعدها اي متى كانت اول بيرفورمانس لك اوفيشال بيرفورمانس يعني مع كواير جي او مع كونسرفاتوار اي متى كان ذا بيج بيرفورمانس اول وحده لك؟
Good question. So نحن I think we started USG choir in 2015. Our first concert was quite a small concert. We did Vivaldi's Gloria we were barely 30 singers. We had an orchestra of about an ensemble. I'm not going to call it an orchestra of 12 musicians. And I think Maria was playing with us. Where is she? She's here somewhere. Maria was a violinist with us.
Nice.
And so this was this first small performance. Automatically, the next semester, numbers started growing. The singers started growing, the orchestra started expanding. And I chose quite a difficult repertoire. I wanted to challenge myself, to challenge the choir, and to challenge the musician. And I went with Handel's Dixit Dominus. And I think this was like the first major responsibility. You can ask my best friend, I did not sleep for a month and a half. I was having nightmares every night. But after that, I think, we were on a good, confident ride, the choir and I.
طيب بما انه في ماريا هون عم ببيع يعني she was part of the orchestra. طيب اذا في ناس musicians ما بتعرفك او ما بتعرف شو opportunities as a musician شو اللي فيك تقدمي لهم اياها يعني اذا they will contact you بيحكوا معك.
Of course. So there I can if you want to work with me or with other groups you have many chances. So first of all if you're interested in singing the USG choir will be doing their auditions very soon. So on September 9 and 11 we start on the 12th. We're going to be doing Handel's Messiah for Christmas, which is one of the iconic pieces of all time. And other than that, we're going to launch our first Baroque festival, and again a concert with the Lebanese Philharmonic Orchestra in May. So again, we have fantastic projects this year. If you would like to sing in the choir, talk to me. If you're a musician and you play either a string instrument, woodwind or brass, I also conduct the Jeunesse Musicale Orchestra. This orchestra is really cool because it combines students with professionals from the Philharmonic. So it's a nice experience where you get to play with professionals. And of course, you're basically put to the front. So we're going to have many concerts. We have one end of October, one in February, and they also might participate in the Baroque project with USG. So again, if you're a musician and you would like to play on the October 26th concert, we're going to have a Czech soloist, a cello soloist coming from abroad. That can be a good opportunity. And last but not least, if you want to finish your choir requirements تبع الconservatoire, then I teach also the youth choir and the children choir there. So talk to me if you're interested in one of these.
Okay. ديلي هلا بس بدنا نتعشى سوا اللي بحب يحكي ياسمينة او رح نعمل Q&A سريع اللي بده يسألها شي سؤال. هلا just simulation questions انا رح اسالك اياهم حدا لك اياهم. Let's say انا كميوزيشن بدي اعمل كارير بالميوزك واهلي منهم قابلين. شو رسالتك للاهل وشو رسالتك للميوزيشن؟ شو بتقولي له وللاهل كمان شو بتقولي له؟
So let's start with the parents. So if I have parents, do I have parents here? Okay. So I want to tell parents.
Yes.
No. Excellent.
في زوال هلا أنا عارفك عليها.
So from the people I see around me, I see engineers struggle. I see doctors struggles. They're not finding jobs. All my musician friends, ma بيلاحقوا jobs, like they have no time. You do realize there is one orchestra in Lebanon, one. And you do realize how many concerts there are in Lebanon. Like so many festivals. We need musicians, we really need musicians, and we really need another orchestra. Like one orchestra is not enough for the entire country. You have no idea how much they want Lebanese young talents. So, الموسيقى ما بتعمل خبز? Yes, it does. Trust me, musicians are doing quite well for themselves. So you can find job opportunities. وكمان بدي أقول للأهل إنه music doesn't mean being a singer and singing in a bar. Like there are other things for music than that. You can go into academia. You can teach. And what you need to understand about music, is not the normal job where I go from 8 to 5 in one company and I come back. You can accept the fact that you can be a freelancer or work part-time in many places. It works. This is what I do. I work with 3 universities, a conservatory, and other projects. It works really well. So it is a different way of seeing the job opportunities, but there are a lot. So again, don't take music as I'm going to become the next world-class soloist. No, this is not what the music opportunity is about. I study music to become a soloist. No. Orchestra is a job. Teaching is a job. Hopefully choir will become a job like it is in Europe. So collective activities are very important. Combined with teaching, there you have your full-time job. So this is for parents, just that there are places for them. As for the students, how to deal with your parents. So I know a lot of students, and I'm like, okay, you have to finish your undergrad, or you can't do music. I know so many cases like this, okay? If it's this, that, and you have no choice whatsoever to convince them, so be it. Look up now for your requirements. That's what I did. This is what most of my friends that are like in the biggest opera houses in Europe did. They all have undergrads in math, in physics, in engineering, and now they're just doing fantastic. But because during these 3 years of undergrad, I have to study for my bio exam. No, you study for your bio exam at night, you practice during the day. Like, you can do everything. It's okay, you just don't sleep. But just do what you have to do. So if you have to do your if you have to finish your undergrad for your parents, okay, fine. But make sure that after your undergrad, you do pursue what you want. أهم شيء is know what you want and don't pick the common thing. This is what I say.
Okay. شو رأيك بالlevel of music education بلبنان بالكونسرفاتوار خصيصا؟
I'm very positive and very optimistic. Honestly, every year I can feel improvement. So I'm really optimistic about that. All I wish there was is more consistency. Like, it really depends kind of on your luck, kind of who you're studying with, where you're studying. So all I wish for is a bit more consistency, but I think if you're in the right hands, then it's going really well.
Consistency شو قصدي؟
Consistency, I think there is, okay, when you go to university, you have a syllabus. You have requirements, it's clear. You know, if you have 5 sections of the course, the target will be the same. So I wish, for example, that we would have, for example, in the conservatory, a nicer grading scheme, a better syllabus, just to unify the programs. And I think this would be, but I know the talent is there. The teachers are great, they're excellent musicians, but I think to improve the system, if you just have a unified way of doing things, I think it would help a lot. The students, the teachers, and the parents.
Okay. آخر سؤال رح أسأله ياسمينة صباح عند next 20 years ما بتحسي حالك رح توصلي؟
I'm not sure.
بناخذ Q&A من بعد هذا السؤال يلي بده يسأل سؤال. Okay.
Honestly, all what I hope is to always be conducting new music, new challenging music. Personally, for me, like, what means the most to me is the choirs I work with, because we have human bonds. So I want to see them improve. I want to see them happy. I want to take them abroad. I want to perform in the biggest halls in the world with this choir.
معقول نشوفك هيدا السنة تروحوا تعملوا شيء برا؟
Fingers crossed. There is a plan.
Okay. اوكي بناخذ اسئله Q&A يلي حدا عنده سؤال.
What is a freelancer?
Oh, a freelancer is someone that is not taken full-time or part-time in a company. You take like a small project, then another small project on your own without being employed full-time.
Okay.
بدي أسأل سؤال شوي personal.
No problem.
Okay. Personally, as a musician, I play in a band and we launch albums and singles and bass and guitar.
Okay.
وقتها صار يجيني مثلا do music for this movie أو أعمل هيك أو أعمل هيك. I felt like the creativity ضاعت شوي أو خفت بطل في هالسبارك إنه واو I did something. لاحظت هالشيء مثلا بعد أول conducting, the second, the third, the fourth. حسيت إنه خفت السبارك شيء because you work in it. It's not that once in a year you do it.
Not at all, actually. It's increasing like crazy. Now, I have to say I'm lucky because being a conductor, I choose the music I want to do. So what's different when you're a musician, you're given the music. Maybe you don't like it. Maybe you don't find it challenging. So my advantage is that I always get to pick exciting repertoire, new repertoire, something that would challenge me and the group that is with me. So if you're getting bored from these gigs or you're losing the spark, get out some new music, try to explore something new, and it will just give the spark to whatever you're doing.
Thank you.
بلشتي ميوزيك بالبيوبي وسافرتي ولا بلشتي عملت
I did graphic design and minor in music, but in parallel I was taking many music classes with teachers.
وين عملت؟ قلت انه درست برا.
In Cambridge.
اوكي. وكوندكتنج كان
Conductor.
هذيك المرة I asked you who's your favorite composer, you said Bach. هلا بدي أسألك في عندك a certain composition that is your favorite من Bach?
Oh my god. Well, yeah, the St. John Passion I would say is really one of my favorites of Bach, definitely.
I remember 1 year ago I went to musical too, and there was half the number of people that was here. I remember there wasn't even a AUB classical music.
Which class?
Not which class. I mean, I was in the same event a year ago, and there was half the people, and the community is growing. And I mean, there's more and more people interested in classical music. My question is, you know, from here to 2029, for example, what's your vision? What do you expect, or what do you hope for the classical music community to become, or for things to happen?
My hope is that we would have a healthy musical community. Not to take competition as hate, but to take competition as a way to challenge ourselves and to help each other. Never forget that music is collaborative art and not just solo art. Once you know that music is a collaboration, that music is help, that music is love, this is when you can get the biggest results. So my hope is to see more communities like this, more musical friends that would encourage each other and do music together. That would be the dream.
I have a question regarding women in the field of conducting.
Yes.
So as you previously said that we don't really differentiate between women and men as conductors, and this is how the vision or this is how things go in Europe or abroad. But as a woman conductor in Lebanon, what was the audience feedback having a woman on stage holding the baton and conducting like the Philharmonic Orchestra choir? And what was like the reaction to people? What do they like? Wow, you're a woman and conducting. What was the?
It's actually a very funny reaction. They always associate here now, women do choir, but women don't do orchestra. So before the Philharmonic concert in spring, I had someone coming and telling me, so who's conducting next week? I'm like, me. He's like, no, I meant who's conducting the concert. And I'm like, me. And he's like, no, you trained the choir, but who's gonna? I'm like, me. So people never take me seriously. Whenever I'm auditioning for a place, applying for a place, I'm like, you're too young, you're a woman, and you wear dresses. No. But actually, after the concert, this is when they realize that really there's no difference. It's either you're a musician or you're not, really. So just do it.
When you conduct the choir والmusician كيف بتركزي على الاثنين؟ شو يعني على شو بيكون تركيزك أكتر شيء؟
On what the music requires. You have to like really give the entrances whenever a person or an instrument has an important part. This is what you have to focus on. So I think you're always keeping the beat, the general dynamic, but you always need to look at the section, the singer, the instrument that has the leading part or something interesting or challenging that they're doing. So you have to like really read through everything.
جنيت ما نمتش
No, now I sleep. I have no problem anymore.
So guys, تتفضلوا. ميرسي كثير لياسمين.